So I'm going to come back to you. What findings did you find particularly salient for the world of complementary, as we're now calling it, education that you work in?
Okay, well, I think for me the thing that was most significant was that just as we're starting to see there actually be real full-time career-oriented opportunities in congregational education, complementary schools, that's exactly the moment when we're starting to see that there may not really be a field of candidates to move into those positions. You know, I think about the religious school that I went to as a kid, where we had a part-time religious school principal, and now it's the norm for there to be 3, 4, 5 full-time staff people working at a religious school. And also I think that we're seeing people who might become teachers, something that wasn't really mentioned in the study, or becoming tutors privately for families instead of working in congregational settings because they are going to earn a better salary because it's more convenient for their lifestyle. So I think my concern is that there's going to be a lot more competition among religious school principals and other Jewish education sites for a decreasing number of qualified candidates, and that all of the work that we're starting to do, I think really just in the past few years of collaborating, working together, has the potential to be unraveled if we all are fighting for the same shrinking field of candidates. And that goes along with all the problems we have of retaining those candidates once we have them and training them. So I'd say that for me the important thing is that we need to be more proactive about our recruitment efforts. We need to be, I think, perhaps looking to central agencies to help us in building networks among all the people who might be potential candidates, gap year participants of programs in Israel, the people who are attending summer camps, people who are involved in youth group, and really kind of let them know that there is a possibility of a career path in the field of congregational education that I think most of them wouldn't have actually imagined was a possibility, and that you can, even in your late 20s, early 30s, end up with a reasonable salary doing good work, which didn't exist even 10 years ago for the most part.
Thank you. Josh, could you try answering quickly the same question? What was particularly salient for day school education?
Absolutely. I have 7 brief points. First, I was struck by the synergy among formal and informal educational experiences that many of the educators cited, meaning that somehow there's something there that if we want to get people into Jewish education, we have to figure out a way to give them experiences that are both formal and informal. I found that powerful. Number 2, I think that the study confirms what we know, and that is that we need to take our own influence very seriously. The idea that there are gatekeepers, the idea that people in the field are tapped to come into the field. I think all of us in the room who have a career in Jewish education can point to individuals who had a decisive influence on our decision to make this choice. I think we have to really focus in on that. I think it's very significant not only for day schools, I think for complementary schools as well. Third point is the most disturbing finding that I got from the study. I hope I'm reading it correctly and I'm doing it justice. And that is that Leora alluded to the fact about only 50% of the people are being sort of compensated for their time for professional development. What I found very disturbing is that a good chunk of teachers are paying for the professional development. The average amount of money that should be invested in professional development by a day school is estimated to be 1.5% of budget. So if your budget's $1 million, you should be spending at least $15,000 on professional development, which is not a lot of money. This is an area I think that we can really slice into and get donors involved to at least get rid of the idea that teachers in both day schools and complementary schools are using their own money to support their professional development. Fourth, I found the level of job satisfaction to be very encouraging. In the day school, 76%. I thought that was a great number. We have a lot to build on there. Fifth, I also found that the reasons why people remain in the field, the balance of work, home, life, response to students not thriving, validation in the day school, the quality of relationships among colleagues. These are very, very rich findings that confirm a lot of other research. I think there's a tremendous amount that we can build on and really be able to grow a field that is able to have more of those characteristics in it. Sixth, I too am concerned about the grading of the field and the suboptimal choices that people are making in the absence of good candidates. I was reminded of Carol Engel's book where she studied 3 people going into Jewish education, and during the course of the study it ended up that the 3 teachers profiled ended up not in the field at all. That's not what she intended when she started the study. It's a sobering reality and it's a real wake-up call. And finally, I think there are some real promising responses, a substantial increase of pre-service opportunities, and I think a lot of work on the area of mentoring. I'm reminded of a wonderful editorial that Vartan Gregorian had in the New York Times where he was talking about the teacher shortage. He said, we don't have a teacher shortage at all. We're just simply not doing a good job of mentoring those people and supporting those people who are freely choosing to become teachers.